Am I the bad guy for blowing up on my husband's friend after her wife died? My 36 female husband Ian, 44 male, is close friends with a woman named Jenna. They've been friends for a long time, well before Ian and I got together, so I know her fairly well too, but we have nothing in common, so we're not exactly friends. Jenna's wife Laura very sadly and somewhat suddenly passed in early March. She was terminally ill, but was responding to treatment very well and was expected to survive in another 2 to 5 years. She's been leaning on Ian heavily for support, which I understand, but she's been at our house every single day since, and even sleeping in our guest room most of the nights. Because she doesn't want to be home alone, which would be okay except she's getting more and more passive-aggressive towards me and weirdly territorial of Ian. I've reminded myself that I don't think I could stand to see a happy couple for a few months if I lost Ian, and to be patient, it's not personal. My birthday was on Sunday. I got home Saturday after a morning out and Jenna was there. I was making small talk when I asked Ian what time he had made dinner reservations for the next day. Jenna inserted herself right here and asked Ian if he was going to be out the next day, and he said yes. She started panicking and saying that he couldn't and that she wasn't ready to spend an evening alone. I was going to tell her that she could still hang out while we were gone, but she looked at me with fury in her eyes and said, "Don't you have any effing friends you can go with?" And I just blew up. "Don't you have any other effing friends you can go bother?" And so on. She called me selfish for monopolizing my husband, and I had enough and I told her to get the F out of my house and not to come back ever. Ian had been trying to calm things down between us, but it spiraled out of control fast, and he ended up escorting Jenna out and telling her that he'd come visit her in a few days, but he would be backing my decision because of how she spoke to me. I was happy for his support, and I still am, but it's been a few days, and I just feel bad all around about it. I should have been more understanding of her, but I also feel like she should treat me more respectfully, and I'm not really sure if I overreacted. OP, you are really not the bad guy. You acted on impulse and you didn't really have control, but you were so frustrated. I also can't really give a bad guy score to your husband's friend, but that's more so because she lost a partner. She was out of line, and it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on her. Not because she'll do anything malicious, but it really seems to me like she's trying to fill the void of her late wife with your husband. And I don't really mean that she's trying to replace him romantically, but they have the long friendship and she's definitely trying to fill the void with emotional gratification from him. So overall, you were doing a really good thing and letting her stay at your house, which counteracts the fact that you blew up at her in response to her blowing up at you. So you get a 0 out of 5 bad guys. Your husband is getting a 3 out of 5 good guys because he understood the issue and stood up for you. Besides, he opened up his home to a friend who was in need. I also can't give Jenna a bad guy score, so she gets 0 out of 5 bad guys. This is because when you lose a family member, and I have experience with this, nothing makes sense and she really just isn't in control. Nothing will make sense for a couple years for her most likely, and it'll be forever until she gets closure. Overall, her life will never be the same. But you did a good thing taking her into your house, and by the way that you're doubting it afterwards, I can tell that you're a good person, and there's a high chance you'll probably let her back in later once everything's calmed down. I'm proud of you and your husband for looking out for your friends. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all for today, and catch you later.